women in America, we have the highest maternal mortality rate among all developed countries.
That's because the United States has the highest percentage of maternal obesity in the world. According to the CDC, 33% of pregnancy-related deaths are due to cardiovascular conditions. It's because of their lifestyle, not because the US is sexist or whatever. Next.
We're women in America. Doctors can legally perform pelvic exams on us while we're under anesthesia without our consent.
Hospitals must obtain written consent for pelvic and similar exams, the federal government says. Next.
We're women in America. We're told our life's purpose is to bear children, but there's no social supports when we do.
No social support systems when you bear children in America? Next.
We are women in America. We know that abortion is healthcare.
All of the early feminists like Susan B. Anthony, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, Margaret Sanger, Victoria Woodhull, Alice Paul, they all agreed that abortion was wrong and said things such as, if it is degrading to treat a woman as property, it is no better for a woman to treat her own child as property. Dang. Well, next.
You know, this sort of thing is very safe to do anonymously on the internet. You're wrong, next, then you move on. The conversations with women in real life are never that simple. You can't just say you're wrong, provide the evidence, and move on to the next point. You can't continue because the conversation stops because the woman starts to cry. Proving her wrong doesn't resolve the disagreement. She just starts a new conversation about how much of an asshole you are. Suddenly, that's what you're talking about, and you can't make any more progress on the original topic. You might be in a hurry, like, let's get to the facts, let's sort this out. But we have an unspoken rule in our culture, which is that conversations can only move at the pace of a woman's emotions. And if what you're saying makes her upset, then you, by default, are a bad person. You are mean. If you want to get your point across, it is not enough to simply be correct. For a woman to get on board, you need to emotionally comfort her, help her, and support her to come to terms with the truth. This is very frustrating for a number of reasons. Firstly, it makes everything very slow. It's hard to make progress in conversations if women just use their emotions to hold that conversation hostage. She throws a tantrum, she gets upset, and at that point, the conversation has to stop while everybody waits for her to catch up emotionally. No, it's worse than that because they can't just wait. It's actually their role to help her catch up emotionally. Her emotions are everybody else's responsibility. And the other reason it sucks is because it means that our culture values truth demonstrably as less important than how a woman feels. Think about it. If the truth can wait, but a woman's emotions can't, then that's the underlying paradigm that we live in, that a woman's emotions are paramount. That's the top priority. Not facts, not truth, how a woman feels. That's more important, and that must be catered to. Think about this in your own life. In situations where there's mixed company, would you ever feel comfortable just pushing past a woman's emotions? She's clearly upset about what's being spoken about, but you just ignore that? You just keep saying what you're saying anyway? We are so used to it, we don't even question this. We only ever move at a woman's pace, keeping her emotional comfort as our number one prime concern. And when we do witness men who hold truth above a woman's comfort in a conversation, it is fascinating to watch. It's like seeing a snow leopard or some other wild, rare animal out in nature. It is so unlikely to occur that when you're watching it, it's hard